Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Derf and S'mores, and I'm going to bring you another Raw recap, but this time it is for August 25th, 2014. And I know it's not the first Raw after a pay-per-view, but I thought, hey, the last one got a good reception, so I might as well make another one for you guys. Plus, I like to provide you guys with pictures, and I've got the new layout going. I hope you guys like it. If you like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe for more. It'll really keep me motivated to make these if you really like them. I'm getting like 50-something views, so I should be getting a couple more likes than 2. And actually, big announcement, I actually have 20 subscribers now, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for that. But yeah, just keep subscribing if you can. I really appreciate it, and it really motivates me to make more videos. Now on to the actual Raw. So this was the first time that Raw has actually had to compete with the Emmys or whatever it was, and so they decided to have a Hall of Fame form to try to get people to watch, like more old school wrestling fans. And it had Hulk on it, it had HBK on it, it had Ric Flair on it, and that was about it. But Hulk Hogan did most of the talking. HBK sounds like he's got a frog in his throat, and I feel bad for him. Ric Flair actually had like no idea where he was once again, so I felt bad for him. But whatever, Ric Flair is there. He's there for the woo or whatever. Then Cena comes out because the whole discussion was about the rematch at Night of Champions between Cena and Brock. Now, in my opinion, I think that Cena is going to get his ass kicked again, but it's not going to be a normal match. It's going to be like a last man standing so that Cena can show some resiliency or something. But Cena goes on to say that he is not going to beat Lesnar. He's going to beat Lesnar's ass. So he's trying to be determined and all that. And Hulk Hogan gives him a round of applause. HBK looks at him kind of funny. Ric Flair doesn't know where he is. He's looking at the Jumbotron the entire time trying to figure out where the heck he is. But yeah, so that was the opening. Pretty cool. And then so you got the first match of the night, which is actually Rusev versus Swagger. Now, I thought this was going to be a cool match. I wanted to see Jack Swagger win, beat the crap out of Rusev. And they were going back and forth. Each of them were getting in good shots. But Jack Swagger had him in the ankle lock about 3 times. I think 2 times were really good. Rusev was like biting his fist. He was like getting like really hurt. But he got out of it. And then Swagger tried to go for the swag bomb, and Rusev tried to kick him. Swagger reversed that into an ankle lock. That was beautiful. Then I think Rusev went for the accolade, but Swagger got out of that into an ankle lock. So Swagger had him in the ankle lock for a majority of the match, but still Rusev was getting out. And it actually ended with Rusev pummeling Jack Swagger so hard that the ref had to call the match because he couldn't compete. Whatever. But so Swagger ended up losing, which was sad. But Rusev won, and his big Russian flag came down. I cannot wait to see Mark Henry kick his ass. And one of my friends actually brought up a funny point that it would be funny if a giant sexual chocolate flag ended up coming down instead of a Russian flag, and I think that'd be hilarious. Then we have the number 1 contenders match for the U.S. belt. I like the U.S. belt more than the Intercontinental Championship, even though one of my favorite superstars, Ziggler, has the Intercontinental Championship. I think that the U.S. belt's more prestigious right now, and so it needs a little bit more of a push just to get people to realize that. And so having this match is pretty cool. Once again, Rob Van Dam just will not disappear. I don't know what it is with him, but he's staying. But I've heard from sources that he is leaving after this Tuesday SmackDown tapings. So there you go. He is leaving. I don't know for how long. I hope he does come back. I actually have his autograph. I met him once. He's a great guy, awesome wrestler. I love him. Anyway, let's get to the match. Judging by what I just told you, you could probably figure out that Cesaro does win, but he went with the neutralizer, which is pretty cool. It was a pretty good back and forth. I liked Rob Van Dam wrestling, but it was clear that Cesaro was going to win, considering he was looking at Sheamus the entire time. It was like a big taunting. It was kind of a waste of a match, but we have a new number 1 contender, Cesaro, and after the match, Cesaro actually grabs the U.S. title and throws it at Sheamus. So I don't know who I want to win. Sheamus looked pissed. I hope that they each beat the crap out of each other. I like them both and will not be disappointed at all with who wins. But I hope that if Cesaro does win the U.S. belt, that he carries it better than he did last time, because I'm going to want him to go on a run. So next we have Natalya versus Paige for the 3rd time, and I thought that this one was going to be a title match, considering it is the 3rd time for the title. Natalya had beaten her twice, but no, it was another normal match. Now this time Natalya actually loses, but this was a really good match, really hard fought. The Divas were actually beating the crap out of each other, and the fans really like it. Natalya actually got in the sharpshooter, which was really nice, but Paige ended up winning. It was good, but then of course after Paige wins, we gotta have AJ come skipping out. Now AJ's doing her weird psychological crazy bitch thing again, where she's trying to act crazy and saying that she knows that Paige was sincere when she said that they're frenemies and all that, but that she's even more sincere. And so after that, AJ ends up kissing her hand and giving her a hug. It was kind of weird. I don't know where that's going. So then we have the WWE Tag Team match between the Dust family and the Usos. Now this was a pretty good match. I don't know. The crowd was at this point the crowd was dead. I don't know what happened. I have absolutely no idea what happened. It was like night and day between the first like couple matches and now this one. It was just dead. So the winner by countout was actually Stardust and Goldust. It was high flying. Everyone was getting shots in, but it's because that either Jimmy or Jay hurt their ankle, and so they lost by countout. But the Dust brothers don't get the title. So then they looked at them in the. They were looking at each other like weird, and they were like talking and like how that was their one shot, and how they're not going to lose it just because they got counted out on purpose. And so the Dust Brothers actually went nuts on the Usos and just destroyed them. And so I thought that was pretty weird. I guess it was a heel turn. So that was cool. And then so I don't know how that's going to play out going into Night of Champions, but we have a heel turn, so that was pretty good. And then we have a pre-recorded interview with Brock Lesnar. He was frozen in it. He looked really weird, and it was just Heyman talking about how they're going to kick John Cena's ass and all that typical stuff. Now, then we have a match with Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow, which was originally supposed to be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz again, but The Miz had to say that he was going to have a stunt double. So here comes Damien Sandow wearing The Miz's gear. Now, Damien Sandow actually put on a fight. He can wrestle. He must have just pissed someone off to get this whole treatment. I don't know what it was. But either way, Dolph Ziggler ends up winning, hitting the zigzag. It was good. And then, so The Miz says that Sandow's fired after the match. And The Miz stands up and claps for Ziggler. I hope that they fight each other again at like Night of Champions, but I don't know. So after that, back from the break, we have the Bella Twins intervention or something, like the Jerry Springer show with Jerry Lawler. Now this was insane because Nikki comes out looking all badass, and then Brie comes out, and they're looking at each other, and just like, not Brie, Nikki just went nuts. Brie started crying. Nikki was grabbing her hair, throwing her around, jumping on top of her, threw the heels at her, pulling her hair, ripping her hair, punching her. And then we had to call in security to actually get her off. And the entire crowd was still dead. No one cared. It was great, but no one cared. And then they were chanting Jerry, 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 which I thought was pretty funny. But then after that, it was just no one was cheering. Brie was crying. I think it was a waste of a segment, or it was just wasted on a crappy crowd. Then we have Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Kane. Now, before I go into this one, I want to talk about what they had before that, um, where they had the eulogy for uh, Dean Ambrose, who passed away when he had his head broken on the cinder blocks. Now, for those of you, don't think that like he's actually gone, or like he's taken, like WWE let him go or something. He's filming a movie, I'm pretty sure, so he will be back. But that eulogy was interrupted. Like it was, they had the two wreaths, and they had a picture of Dean Ambrose, and then they had Kane was talking about him, and then Rollins had to come up and be a douche about it and say that he like he didn't expect what he should have expected, and then Rollins just had him beat the entire time, both mentally and physically. And so he forgot that the other member of the Shield, Roman Reigns, was still there, and Roman Reigns came down and just unleashed. They actually tried to put him through the concrete, the cinder blocks again too, but Reigns ends up getting out of it and throwing a cinder block at Seth Rollins, but it hits the ring post and shatters, and I thought that was pretty cool. It looked awesome. It makes, like I said in the last video, it's got to make Reigns look like a badass. He's got to go up against Brock. He's got to look like a big, tough dude. So later on, we have now Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Kane in a handicap match, and Reigns actually ended up doing work. So, like he took them both on. Like I said, he had the whole cinder block thing in this, so that was really cool. It wasn't that like he had a spear and stuff in the middle. No, I'm sorry, I mixed that up. No, he didn't throw the cinder block in the eulogy. He actually threw it in this match. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that this isn't going that well, but this is just, it was a lot happened on this episode of Raw, as you can see. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But the winner by DQ was Roman Reigns, because when they were in the ring, Rollins decided to come up and hit him with the briefcase, which obviously escalated to the whole brick throwing thing. So after that, we had Los Matadores versus Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil, or Slatergator. Stupid match. Hate the Matadors. They should take away them because I want the Ole to go back to El Generico or Sami Zayn. This is stupid. Stupid match. There was drama between Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil, and that's ultimately what led to them losing. Whatever. But earlier in the show, Bo Dallas actually had to talk to Swagger when he was getting, fixed up from his injuries because he was beaten so bad. But it was Bo Dallas versus Kofi Kingston. Hard fought, but my man Bo Dallas comes out on top and does win. And after Bo Dallas does his victory lap, he comes in and starts talking more crap about Swagger. And Jack Swagger comes up behind him and just slams him down, and that was pretty cool. I'm waiting to see that match. They're both good wrestlers. I really like Bo. Don't give up on Bo. Then we have John Cena versus Bray Wyatt for the 15th time, and I really didn't give for this match at all. Cena was dominating, had this weird look in his face, like sadistic, like he's like trying to tease the crowd that he's going to go heel, but he never does. The winner by DQ is Cena because, of course, Harper and Rowan had to come in and help them. Then after that, Big Show and Mark Henry run down, so then it becomes the Wyatt family versus Big Show, Mark Henry, John Cena. The six-man tag, who do you think wins? Of course, the good guys. You have the world's fattest tag team in John Cena versus these guys. Wyatt family had no choice. The winners were John Cena, Mark Henry, and the Big Show, and it ends with the Wyatts on the floor and Cena pointing wherever he's pointing. But yeah, that was the entire episode of Raw. I don't know how things are going to play out in the future. I hope at Night of Champions they have Reigns versus Rollins for the briefcase. That would be really interesting. But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. If you guys liked what I did, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you can, please. It really helps me. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to get sponsored, click my link in the description. You can go to freedom.com or That Juice, and you can get sponsored with them. They're really cool guys, and they do a good job. Alright, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.